I got some things I want to put out to you guys. It's just gonna be random things that I have for you guys here. With that being said, shout out to Central Faye on this one. Let's get into it.
Anyone that decides to say anything, keep it respectful. This is the child. How are you going to demand respect knowing what your little bastard did? You want to demand respect? Maybe you should have raised your daughter to have some respect and not attack.
Damn right.
Maybe you should have raised your daughter with respect. Look at them ankles, bud. Shamar.
No respect.
Junior.
No respect.
Hey, so don't touch my brother. Right, don't touch me. Oh, no, those ain't glasses. Look at them bad crackhead. Other bitch, Lauren. Who raised these little bastards? You guys are talking about her ankles and making all these comments.
Who raised
I'm
y'all?
sorry, but all of y'all are growing up in the projects. So the nerve of y'all to be sitting over here talking about this woman, attacking this woman and her children, you're in the same up situation she's in. Whoever raised these little bastards, they need to catch charges. Y'all would probably be mad at this mom if she was a legal gun owner and started popping off at these kids as soon as they put hands on her and her son as a means to protect herself and her son. She'd be the problem if she started beating on some of those kids. Yes, they're kids, but see how many there are? There is no way for her to fight back against all these kids at the same time while protecting her children, and I am all for every single parent of these little bastards getting charges put on them.
Damn right.
All right, so now I'm going to have to start blurring out parts because as you can see, the girl squares up with the mom and then
Okay, I didn't know she. Dang, I could went to Nick and Night for this. Okay, I didn't know that. And there is an update to this from Nick at Night that I'm gonna get to after this. But before I continue, they done found the parents, and as you're gonna see here, you're gonna find out that the parents are no better than the children. Let's keep playing.
goes in to hit her.
So not only that, you're a coward. You're gonna hit somebody from behind. That tells me everything I need to know about your upbringing or lack thereof. It says, I'm so drained and emotional. I had to watch my son get slammed to the ground while they were banging my son's head into the concrete. He was trying to get to me because I was getting jumped. He was terrified, and so was my daughter. And the little boy pulled my youngest baby's hair. She was hollering and crying. Where are your parents? How would your parent feel if this was happening to their child? How would you feel if you're one of these little bastards doing this? How would you feel if it was a gang of children doing this to you? You'd cry victim. I was so hurt, I couldn't get to my kids. I feel like I failed my kids, but also didn't want to put my hands on a minor. It's definitely a law.
Edward, this is about what happened in Chicago, and with the mom and the kids getting beat up. So yeah, I know it's effed up, bro, but this is unfortunately what happened.
Y'all, I'm sitting here crying. I can still hear the cries of my kids saying, Mommy, help me. I'm hurt. I'm scared. As a mom, that has to be terrifying. And no, you're not a bad mother, okay? You're not a bad mother. You were trying your best. You were surrounded by a bunch of hyenas. My heart goes out to this mother. My heart goes out to her children. I can't imagine being in that situation, and I don't ever want to be in that situation where you are trying to defend your family or trying to protect your kids, and unfortunately, because of the massive attack that is happening against you, you're unable to do so. You are not a bad mother. You did not fail your children. Those parents of those little bastards that attacked you, they're the failures. You could kill someone banging their head against the concrete. It's like these kids, they're being raised to be sociopaths. They're being raised to not understand that human life has value. They're being raised to think that everything's an effing joke. As long as it's not happening to them, it doesn't matter. Not everything is an effing joke. And then we wonder why we get viewed the way we do within society. because we have our little kids out here behaving this way, attacking our own. That's why they say most of the time, Black people are the ones who have the most Black fatigue. This is why. She's trying to protect her kids. She's trying to protect herself, and she can't because y'all little bastards are out here running around like little thugs. Like I said, I'm all for charging the parents. And see, this is exactly why I said she didn't want to put her hands on a minor. But if she had pulled out that pew-pew and fired away on some of them, I would have no issues with that. Because guess what? Y'all are putting her life, her children's life in danger. You don't think little middle schoolers are capable of murder? They are. So she had every right to defend herself if she was a legal gun owner and she popped off on a few of them kids. I would have had no issues with it. If you are up in arms of me saying that, well, guess what? You should be up in arms of the parents who put their child in that situation by not raising them to be worth a damn, by not raising them to have respect and dignity, by not raising them to keep their damn hands to themselves.
The little kids in them, not the big kids. The big kids not touching them. I'm saying, the little kids should smash that. Oh my brother. Damn! Crack! Damn! Hey, Phil, let my homie go. Let my homie go.
Fuck them kids. I said what I said. Fuck them kids. Let's continue.
Charge them as adults. I don't give a damn if they're middle schoolers. Charge them as adults. They want to behave this way, charge them as adults. I'm so sick of this type of behavior plaguing our community because they don't need to be out on the streets. They don't need to be at anybody's school. They don't need to be out and about ready to harm anybody else. Charge them as adults.
Need to lock them up. Oh, man. Lock them up.
Damn
Where are
right.
the damn parents? Y'all raise these little bastards to be
Where are the
menaces to
parents?
society,
Damn
and then
right.
you wonder why
Where
everybody looks at the
are
community
the
the way they
parents?
do. It's because you got little hyenas running around doing things like this. Charge them as adults. She needs to file a civil lawsuit against all their parents.
And for all of you people on this app claiming I was scary and bogus for not helping my kids, how could I, when they had me on the ground stumping me out, then they involved my daughter, a 12-year-old boy, pulled my 60-year-old daughter hair. No, I'm not okay.
I would like to see how you would respond if you were getting stomped out by multiple kids. I would like to see how you are just going to Rambo and save your kids against a bunch of mob of little bastards. People love to just talk out their ass, and they have no idea what it's like to be in these situations. How are you going to criticize this woman and be like, well, why didn't you do that? She was getting attacked too. Did you not see the video? People think so highly of themselves. They think that they are Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. That's what they think. They don't understand when you're in real life situations like this, it's a lot harder than doing just that. So do not get on here and talk crazy to this mother saying, well, we should have. No, these mothers and fathers, these little bastards that attacked her and hers, they should have raised their kids with some damn respect. They should have put foot to ass when they knew that their child was a little bastard, a little hyena. You send your child to school to learn, not to do this. But see, a lot of these parents, they don't give a damn. They do not pay attention to what their kid is doing, just laissez-faire parenting. Or the other side of this, you have parents that behave just like this. They behave just like their little bastard ass kid. And that's where they get it from.
There was even somebody on Instagram, Eastside Ivio, who took a screenshot of all of the children. Let me show you guys the screenshot of all of these thugs involved, and then I'm going to play what she said led up to it.
Hercules 20-volt brushless power tools are as good as the best for a whole lot less. Only at Harbor Freight.
Dying Light, the Beast, 20% off. Buy now.
To it.
on. Big coat.
And in addition to those kids that he screenshotted was this girl who set the whole thing off. Now, this girl was the one to hit the mom first, and then she hit her again, which made all of the other kids follow suit. But according to her, she's now saying that she was being a follower.
See, everyone wants to scapegoat accountability. No, you were engaging in thuggerish behavior. You were not just following, you led it. You're the first one to throw a punch. When you step so far out of the confines of what a civilized individual behaves like, I don't care. Put your ass on blast. You could have killed her and her kids behaving this way. So do you think I give a damn that they're putting you on blast and showing your faces? I don't care. I'm here to tell you I don't care. And usually I would blur out a child's face. More times than not, I'm going to blur out a child's face. This situation, absolutely not. You engaged in this behavior. Hell, y'all were recording it your damn selves. You think I give a damn?
Okay, so this is an update, y'all. I want y'all to meet Kamira. She is one of the children that was a part of the fight at OT Bright School on yesterday. We're just coming live so she can say her piece and take accountability. I won't say too much. And please, anyone that decides to say anything, keep it respectful. This is the child.
How are you going to demand respect knowing what your little bastard did? You want to demand respect? Maybe you should have raised your daughter to have some respect and not attack people. Maybe you should have raised your daughter with respect. Don't be worried about what the internet is going to do, because the internet is going to do what the internet is going to do. You need to have raised your daughter with some respect. Come on, please be respect. No, she don't deserve no damn respect for what she did, for what those other little kids did. They deserve to go to jail. And you, if you're the mother, deserve to get sued. Possibly go to jail your damn self. Because why is your child out here behaving this way? Do y'all understand how terrifying? First of all, my moral compass wouldn't allow me to engage in behaviors like this. But even if I were, I wouldn't even think to do anything crazy like this, knowing how crazy my mama was. My head would have got knocked so hard against that wall, I would have been slapped back into utero and tried again. Let's be so for real here. My mama didn't play that. I would never have thought to behave this way, knowing how my mom and my dad probably would have gave me that work too if I was out here behaving like this little heifer right here. It starts with you. If you're the mom, it starts with you and the daddy. Where the pappy at? So no, you can't get out here demanding respect when your daughter behaved the way that she did. Oh, and she's a minor. I don't give a damn about that no more. She behaved like a grown-ass adult picking a fight with a grown-ass woman. All that, she's a minor, goes out the window once you do that. Don't cry now.
Okay.
Where's all that rah-rah energy? Don't cry now.
Kamira Grant.
Little girl, go ahead.
Don't cry now. You think we give a damn about these tears?
It's okay.
It's not okay.
Everything that I did.
You wonder why these kids act this way? It's because their parents enable them. It's all right. No, it's not all right. Y'all attacked a 6-year-old. How is that right? Parents like this enable this type of behavior. No wonder the little girl act this way. No wonder she picked a fight with a grown-ass woman.
And I was just being a follower. Following everybody who don't even got nothing that I got.
Right.
And I apologize for everything because I wouldn't want to be in
Like,
this
share,
situation.
subscribe.
And I feel bad because
It's okay.
I gotta go through so much. Like, I wish I would never did what I did.
Do you have anything to say? I think her name is Shauna.
I was a bit out. People think somebody I'm not.
Somebody I'm not. Girl, that was all you. Somebody I'm not. You attacked a woman and her kids. You punched a woman from behind. Somebody I'm not. And you're never going to actually be able to change that about yourself if you don't acknowledge that it's you. Stop saying, oh, I was just following. No, that was you. This is not accountability. Accountability would be, this was me, these were my choices, and then owning them. Not giving the accountability to somebody else. I was just being a follower. That's not accountability. That's not who yes, it is, because you did it. You did it, and you did it so boldly. Not only that, you did it twice. In the video, they showed her hitting this woman twice. Now, I don't know. She might have hit her even more than that. It is you until you change the behavior. It is you until you actually take accountability and you grow up with some damn sense.
I'm a different person than that.
I think everybody, we've all seen the video. Everybody's been sharing it. The public outcry is definitely there, and we're all on the same accord that it was.
Take some accountability,
we want everybody to understand that this is a child. All of them children.
No, that's not a child. That's a little demon.
Oh, well, they're just children. Look at how they were behaving. This is the reason why they behave this way, because you write it off as they're just children. Oh, you guys need to remember they're children. Trying to make them the victims. After they ganged up, mobbed this woman and her kids. They were behaving like damn near grown adults, attacking a grown-ass woman and her kids. You want us to have empathy and sympathy for these little bastards? I don't. There are situations where I can show empathy towards kids making bad decisions. This isn't just a bad decision. Let's not conflate a bad decision with you're a fucking menace.
Some of them, not all of them, may have families, but this baby here, she has a family that cares, that loves her, that has held her accountable. She understands what is going on, and I don't expect her to speak. We do not expect her to speak.
Man, go ahead.
Speak because she's a child.
Go ahead.
What grade are you in, Myra?
8th.
She's in 8th grade.
What grades do you get?
A's and B's, and
you don't look like it, me.
Queen.
You look like a little.
Captain of the cheerleading team.
And yet still, what was she doing? How was she behaving? Y'all were trying to make it seem like, oh my God, she's so much of potential. Look at how she was behaving.
Yeah,
this
look
is
at
not
the
accountability.
behavior.
Like I said, y'all need to start charging these parents.
And I know I'm a better person than what I was yesterday. And I can make a difference.
You will make a difference, right?
I will make a difference.
Girl, F all that. Well, we don't care. We don't care about your fake ass apology. We don't care about, oh, I have good grades. This isn't me. Girl, that was you in the video behaving that way. We don't want to hear it. Next.
I'm going to tell y'all, just like I tell the school every year. I literally transferred my son out that school last year and decided to, put him back in the school. And I don't know why I did that, but, I basically transferred him back to the school because they wasn't trying to hear me out. They wasn't trying to hear me out in the beginning. They wasn't trying to hear me out when I was trying to get teachers and, parent conferences. They wasn't trying to hear me out. I've been complaining to the same school for 2-3 years now. And first it was just like, okay, nitpicking, calling each other out of their name. But now we got words to the fact that the little boy, when they go outside, he up and gun. He's showing guns in his backpack. Like, that's how worse it got. And the little boy is only, my son 9. The little boy should be only about 11, 12. He gotta be about 11 or 12. And his brother named Demetrius, he gotta be about in 5th grade. I don't know what it is, what they want to do with my son or whatever, but my son is very friendly. Like, he not the type that likes to fight. He's not a fighter. Yeah, he okay. He right here. They just smacked him very hard, and I couldn't get it. I couldn't move my son at the moment because I had my daughter standing in front of me. So it was like, if I move my daughter or move any kind of way, I don't know what these kids trying to do. So they get out of school. They get out of school at 2:45. Boom. Okay, cool. Let's rewind it back. Rewind it back to this morning when I went up to the school and told the school about the police report that I already had about everything.
This is a failure on the school. You do what you have to do to go to the school and file complaints and let them know what's happening to your son, and they do jack about it. You wonder why these situations happen. It's because nobody takes it seriously. People will give all this lip service about bullying, this, that, and the third. But when it comes right down to it, none of these schools give a damn. They don't care. They feed into the dysfunction by allowing it to fester. It's not only that the kids' parents aren't doing their job by raising their kids to be worth a damn, it's also that the schools are not holding these parents accountable for when their kids behave this way. They're not holding these kids accountable for when they bully and attack other kids. They have no business putting their hands on that baby. And then y'all wonder why I say I don't want to put my kids in no damn school. Because if any of these little bastards were to put their hands on my baby, I'm putting hands on their mom. I know that I don't have the restraints that this good sister had. She had a lot of restraint that I would not have. That baby deserves to be able to go to school, learn, and not have to worry about looking over his shoulder. Especially, she said the little bastard had guns. Where are the parents? How are you getting access to these things? And then they wonder why I was team bring the guard to these different neighborhoods where like this is happening. Y'all wonder why I say that these thugs, these gangs need to be labeled as domestic terrorists, because stuff like this breeds this type of behavior amongst the babies. The babies start doing what they see. They see this type of mob mentality, this type of thuggery. They see it in their communities, and then they emulate it. They imitate that behavior that's been modeled to them. All these pro-blacks out here, they turn a blind eye to like this. All for the sake of defending black people against white supremacy? No, we need to take some time to defend ourselves against ourselves. Because that's where a lot of this trauma, that's where a lot of this negativity is coming from. It's coming from our lowest denominator terrorizing the rest of us.
Yep.
Just because you grow up in the projects doesn't mean you should have to be subjected to a war zone. Doesn't mean that you should be subjected to your children going to school in fear, having a little 6-year-old baby being attacked. But no, it's anti-black for me to say that.
This morning, I was at the school, okay? I stayed at that school for about 10:30 talking to, because every time I come, all of a sudden, principals and people are in meetings. Y'all can't be in meetings every time I come. Every time I get there, y'all in some type of meeting. Okay, so I'm like, I'm not leaving until I talk to somebody. This is serious. This is serious this time. This is very serious this time. Because they were out last night trying to bully my son when we came back from the store. Mind y'all, the little boy that bullies my son, he don't get all rowdy and this and that until all his friends is around, okay? Until all his friends is around, until his little brother, pump him up or whatever. That's the time they get rowdy, okay? So I'm walking, okay. I'm just gonna start from last night, y'all. It's just been so much, and I don't even do I stay to myself and my kids. That's it. That's all. Last night, I went and took my son to the store. Y'all mad at she at a middle schooler whoop her son. A middle schooler whoop me and my son? No, my son did not get whooped. The only person that really got hit on was me because I was protecting my kids. And I wasn't finna put my hands. I don't hit kids. I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm not finna hit nobody's kid, okay?
Whoever wrote that comment is a hood booger.
Damn right they is.
Oh, you just mad
They're
you got whooped on by middle schoolers? If that's your take, understand you're a sociopath. You have issues. And we wonder why the community is effed up. It's because we got a lot of people that think that way running around. Those little middle schools had no business putting their hands on anybody. Y'all care so much about, well, who won the fight. That's such a childish mentality. Grow up. It's not about who won the fight. It's about you shouldn't be fighting in the first damn place. Having some civility. Y'all know nothing about that. You just mad you got roofed on by. Really? Now, if that was a grown-ass individual leaving that comments, like I said, there's no wondering why the community is effed up the way that it is. Yeah. There's no wondering why little kids were out here behaving this way because they're raised by people like that.
Exactly. I am grown. I'm not going to put my hands on somebody's child. Okay, and this is why I didn't want to go live, because y'all want to get up here so yeah, you mad because you got beat, because you and your son got beat up by the middle schooler. Like, what? No, this ain't even about that. It's all about bullying. And the only reason I'm in the hospital is because I have sickle cell anemia. Can't no little kids put me in no hospital. Check that for your info. If y'all seen the video, I was literally trying to protect my kids. I wasn't worried about nothing else but my son and my daughter. What are my kids? It's about 20 kids. Damn, that 5th grade all the way up until 8th grade. What is an 8th grader doing trying to swing on my son? What type of shit is that? Who is judging her? We trying to figure out why she the only one who could defend her kids and his grandma's aunties and cousins, etc. You right, Bam Bam. I am the only motherfucker to defend my kids because I was there at the time. I was there. I go pick up my kids. I go and pick up my kids from school. I do all of that myself. I don't need no help. I don't need none of that, okay? You lay up. If you lay up and you know what you getting yourself into when you have kids, you have to take care of those kids. I don't know about y'all, but I'm taking care of mine. Come in, whoever. It's not about them. You guys know how I feel about having a father in the home. You guys already know how I feel about all of that. That is irrelevant to the problem that we're talking about right now, which is this mob mentality about these kids attacking this woman, attacking her children, and the lack of accountability. I'm not going to go in on this woman.
That's where I'm going to slightly disagree with you, Sandra. If she had a man with her, things would have went different. There would have been order and there would have been structure. Point blank end of discussion.
You guys already know how I feel about that, and that doesn't change. Okay, how I feel about that does not change. But the topic at hand are these little kids attacking this woman and attacking those babies. You will make a difference, right?
I will make a difference.
Okay.
You could say Domino's new spicy chicken bacon ranch pizza is $9.99 when you mix and match. Or, you could just order it.
Airwick Scented Oils keeps your space fragrant for up to 70 days. Airwick, always fragrant, always inviting.
Okay. So whoever laughed and whatever that's about, I want y'all to know that this baby, as well as all the other babies that's in that video, are very much our future. So if we laughing at...
If them kids are the future, God help us.
them, we laughing at ourselves.
They are not our future.
Hell
and if
no.
that is our future, then we need to just pack this up. You saying all this stuff about the
Pack
future. Why you ain't raised your future to not put her hands on folks? This is why the kids behave this way. They have enabling ass mamas like this.
So we want to make sure that we check that and that we be present and that those people that are not on the ground, those people...
Ma'am, you can go straight to damn hell.
That are scared of our young kids, that we get out here and we touch them, that we let them know that we here, that we got something to say, that we care about them, that they have more resources than they know, and that we are available to them.
And know that it takes a village. It takes a village to raise all these kids. This is not just one person's fight. This all, and I want you to know, Kamara, this is not all.
You want to sit and talk about the village. Some of y'all in the village ain't worth a damn.
on you. You taking your responsibility of the role that you played in this. And she know the role that she played in this. And I want y'all to know that this is not the kid that she is, nor will she let the internet turn her into a kid.
And let me say this too. Some of y'all parents of the village children are just as jacked up as the children.
It's not the internet turning her into this. These were her behaviors. These were her choices. So stop trying to detach her from her choices. That's why folks never change, because they never understand that their choices are a reflection of who they are. So the more you try to detach her, well, she's not like that. She's not. Guess what? That type of nonsense is going to fester because she's never going to actually deal with it. She's never going to actually be accountable to it. You're enabling her to be this way. It's not the internet turning her into that. It's her choices. We wouldn't be saying any of this, right? If it's really the internet turning her into this, then it would be people seeing a picture of her and then running off with a narrative. No, there is video evidence of your daughter behaving like a little thug, putting her hands on a grown woman. So no, it's not the internet making her out to be this way. She made herself out to be that way by behaving that way. So you're not going to be able to scapegoat it onto the internet. No, it's her. Check her. That's where all this energy needs to be focused on. Her and the rest of them little thugs.
Child gonna try to say she is. So we are collaborating with investigation or whatever needs to happen will happen. And I think we had a pretty honest conversation today, right? Yeah. And you understand, like, it's okay to be smart. You're smart. You get A's.
Man, shut the fuck up with your enabling ass.
You the captain of the cheerleading team. You was homecoming queen.
Whoop-de-doo.
You don't have to be bad just because you think it's cool. You don't have to do what other people do.
Right? This is another problem that you run into with parents. They always want to think that their kid is just so influenced. Oh, my kid would be influenced by the other kids. It's not my kid. It's just them to being peer pressured. Like you just said, she's the captain of the cheerleading squad. She was homecoming princess or queen or whatever the hell. And you don't think she's the leader of the pack? You don't get voted homecoming queen without being a leader in some form, shape, or fashion. It's all the tap dancing for me. You want to make it seem like it's all the other kids, imprinting on your child. Your child's just so innocent and she was just so influenced. Your daughter is the influencer. That's why she was homecoming queen. That's why she's cheerleading captain. She's the influencer. Y'all don't ever actually hold your children accountable for their behaviors. Understand, if my daughter were to engage in behaviors like this, first of all, I failed as a parent. Second of all, let's be so for real.
This don't define you. You are wrong. But this is not your end all be all. You can come back from this.
And you will come back from this.
You will come back from this. And everybody, give these parents and these kids, let's give the kids a little grace. Let's get to the bottom of this. This is the issue in our community.
Let's give them some grace. This is the issue in our community. Yeah, they are the issue. And they're bum-ass parents. That is the issue. Give them some grace. You mean the grace that they gave to that mother and her children when they were beating them up? That grace? They want to be able to do everything under the sun that is negative towards you. But the moment you start giving them a fraction of that energy, because understand, the internet talking is not the same as them going up and mobbing your daughter or mobbing you. It is not the same. Not the same level at all. You want to put this all on a sense of, well, the community just has these problems. Well, guess what? The community is made up of all these little problems coming together to create a community issue. Let's just focus on the abstract of the community has problems. No, let's focus on the exact incident that has happened here. See, that's the reason why she's bringing up the community. Well, the community has problems because then we can deflect to the overarching issue rather than talking about this specific incident that is contributing to the overarching issue. How we correct the overarching issue is by dealing with individual issues within the community. That's how we fix the community at large. It's not about just talking about these abstract ideas. No, it's going to the actual problem that are creating the overall issues within the community.
This is This is why the term a village, it takes a village. It's a lot for a parent. I'm not a parent, but it's a lot for a parent.
You want to play the victim? Yeah, it's a lot for a parent, especially the parent that got beat up in front of her kids. That had to watch her kids get hit, hair pulled. Yeah, it's a lot for that parent.
Let these kids take accountability, but let's not dog these kids. These are kids.
Like I said,
Chick,
enabling
go
behavior.
fuck
Oh, they're just
yourself.
kids. You know, this is tantamount to like, you know, when they say, oh, boys will be boys, when boys do things that they shouldn't do, oh, well, boys should be boys. That's what you're doing. Well, they're just kids that could have really harmed that woman and her kids. They're just kids who could have killed them by slamming that little boy head into the concrete. They're just kids, right? They're just kids until they hurt somebody, until they murder somebody.
Let's make sure that we explain it to these kids why it's wrong. A lot of these kids are each other influences, and it's so easy to say, they're being raised wrong. No, sometimes kids are being raised right. This child, she being raised right.
I can't tell. I can't tell by the way she squared up on that grown woman. Y'all want to say, oh, she's being raised right, but let's look at the outcome. Let's look at the end result. The end result was your little daughter putting hands on a grown woman. That's the result. So what do you mean? Raised right. Well, what's your definition of rights? That's my question. Because if I'm looking at the results, this is not the result of being raised right. But I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. How do you guys feel about this whole situation? Do you agree with this mom that they're just kids? They're just kids. We should give them some grace. Or do you feel like me, where when you engage in uncivilized behavior like this, it deserves to get called out, however which way it gets called out, and that this is a failing of the parents? I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. If you like this content, like the content. The more you interact with it, the more it gets pushed out into the algorithm. Also,
ladies and gentlemen, that was Central Faye. The issue that I have with these parents is the fact that the parents don't want to take accountability. And the thing is with that, if the parents don't want to take accountability, it's going to make the children less likely to take accountability. There's no accountability anywhere, and quite frankly, it's just pissing me off. Let's go to this here. Shout out to nique and nite.
If city noise leaves you completely drained, this could change everything. Loop earplug.
All right, so I have some news for y'all fresh off the press, and I'm going to break down everything that I found out. So in a previous video, I told you guys about all of the different parents of these kids that responded to social media backlash for their children being juvenile delinquents and little thugs in training. Well, one of the mother's mugshot has been released, and her arrest record recently has been surfacing online, and I'm gonna give you guys all of the information. Now, before I go over her arrest record and I tell you guys what her charges were and give you guys all of the background, let me share the part of my previous video where I talked about this particular parent, and then I'm gonna be back with the information that I found out. So Miss Nicole and Miss Amora is the mother and sister to one of the kids that were involved in putting hands and attacking that mom and her two kids. I was trying to comb through page after page, comment after comment to see which particular child belonged to them, but I can only imagine they both look and make my skin itch. So whatever, offspring look like they make your skin itch, I'm sure that's who, that probably they belong to. So anyways, in one of the threads where there was the video of the mom being attached, somebody who recognized one of the little girls tagged Amora. They tagged Amora in the post and they said, "Ain't this your sister?" To which people started to drag her. After people started to drag Amora, she started popping it online.
Hey, I know y'all see that video. And if anyone want to be funny, your mama, your ugly ass baby, your pissy ass grandma, your rolling ass people. What kind of they woman they got buried? Ugly ass clothes. Your people. All y'all. On crap, I hate all y'all. Bottom line.
Amara is the sister and Nicole is the mama. So people started to confuse, okay, who the mama? Is she the mama? Is she the sister? Like, what's the deal? And Nicole, the mother, she had to clarify that she is the mama and she don't play about her kids and all of that. So in a post, she said, first off, that's not Amora Bambino kid. That's her sister, 100. I'm her mom and I don't play with mines. Real spill. But don't speak on what you don't know. My kid was being a follower. I don't play. I beats my kids ass. And again, which specific baby kid belonged to her, I really don't know.
I
In my
really don't
last
give a
video, I
damn.
tried
I'll
to
be
connect the
honest.
dots with as many of the kids that I could
Lock
with who
them all
the
up.
parent of the Little Thug in Training was. It's neither here nor there. All we know is that they claimed that they are one of the kids' parents and people were calling them out to be related. So there's that. So anyways, the mother of the attack, she did an interview with the news where she stated that she was pressing charges. After she did this interview, that's where all of this mugshot stuff has come from and saying that, you know, the mom is arrested, Let me share the update and then we'll be back.
Well, Marie, Korshonda Hatter says she's still in physical pain after she and her son were brutally attacked with her young daughter just steps away. Her legs are bruised and it's hard for her to walk. But what hurts her the most is her children are still suffering.
My son is, he's very devastated. He'll wake up out of in the middle of his sleep, screaming. He's screaming, "Mommy, are you there?"
Hatter says she's pressing charges against the parents of the kids who attacked her. As for her children, they'll be transferred to a different school, and she's looking to get therapy for them.
The mugshot of this mother has now been posting on social media. Now, because this is a viral story, people are sharing her mugshot, they're sharing the charges, but they're not sharing the specific date that she was arrested, which is very key. A lot of people, after the mother of the attack said that she was pressing charges, they're using this recent arrest to say, oh, look, the parents have been arrested for this assault, which they deserve to have accountability for raising this delinquents and them terrorizing the neighborhood. But y'all know I deal in facts on this channel, and I'm not going to lead y'all astray. I'm going to give it to you straight. This attack happened on Monday, November 17th. Once I pulled up the arrest records for myself, because, you know, before we do stuff and we're sharing it on social media and we're informing people, like I said, a lot of people were not sharing the date of this arrest of this mugshot. They were just saying, oh, look, she was arrested, and trying to attach it to the mom's prior video with the news where she said she was pressing charges, and they were trying to put two and two together to, like, make that be a thing. Well, I pulled up the actual arrest record for myself, and it says that the day before the attack is when she got arrested. So, lo and behold, the mother had a protective order out on her, and she violated that protective order, and it says that she had been charged with battery and causing bodily harm, and this was in the wee hours of the night on Sunday. Well, Sunday morning she got arrested like at 3 a.m. and then by 8 a.m. in the morning, she was released. Well, then came Monday is when the attack of the Chicago mother happened, and that's the true order of events. It's crazy the fact that she is out here being a menace to society herself, and she sent her little thug to school, and he is wreaking the same havoc. In my prior video, I talked to you guys about how the Amora, the daughter to this mom, had a record. I didn't show you guys her record and pull it up, but they are a family of thugs, breeding thugs, and sending them out into the world. I believe that these parents need to be held accountable.
Exactly.
Typed in the mom's name, Nicole, and she has two prior arrests prior to the one that people are sharing now. And every single one was given crackhead. So the fact that these kids was trying to roast the mom that they attacked talking about crackheads, and now that I've done a previous video and I pulled all the pictures of the other moms and all of the other moms was given, like they were the actual ones that look like that. I'm like, child, not y'all projecting onto people what your lived experience in your house is. But that's just it. I just wanted to do a quick video correcting the information. Now, I do think it's relevant that she was arrested the day before and then her little thug went and terrorized, but it's always important to have the actual facts. I don't want people to be spreading that the woman who was attacked got justice when that's not what this woman was charged with. We need to spread the fact when she actually gets charged and when she actually gets justice, for real. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? And speaking of the mom who got attacked, it looks like she changed her Facebook name. Now, her Facebook name prior to her real name was, I think it was like Shauna with the fat cat or something like that. Well, she changed it to her real name. So if you guys are searching her and trying to pull her page up, she has her name changed. If you guys want to support her, she has a GoFundMe where she is raising funds. Now, I see a lot of people reporting that she got $200,000 and all of this. I'm not really sure where the $200,000 figure is coming from. On this GoFundMe, it shows that she has raised $23,000, but there was a video where the community went to basically move her from her home and relocate her and help her with resources with a home and all that. So we'll be talking about that in another video. Shout out to everybody who has been supporting her, pouring into her, and basically making sure that her kids know that it's not okay. And hopefully, even though a lot of these parents that were messing with her children, because as you see, her children are well kept, well groomed, and they're very like polished, even despite her condition. Now, the kids in like the little thugs in training, a lot of them, if you really like look at the screen grab of them, there was a couple of them that looked decent, but a lot of them look like they came from,
Baby kids.
So I believe that they were probably picking on them because of how well dressed and how well groomed they are. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. If you guys want to go to her page, she has her name changed as Kershonda and all of that. All right, so she had a very long rant to say about that, like these kids, what's been going on. I might read the full thing in another video, but I'll just kind of read a couple of like the first few lines because there was people who were saying that she had raised $200,000, and they were saying that there was even a post saying that she got $1 million from Oprah. There was people saying that she got a car, etc. And this was her basically setting the record straight about whether or not she had a car and what the circumstances behind these children's were. Now, again, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but she says she gives a link to her GoFundMe where she raised the $23,000. She says all the other GoFundMes are fake, and she was telling people to go get their money back. She appreciates all the messages and kind words you guys have for her, but she wants people to stop making false stories. No one gave her a car. She says she's working on that, but for now, she's just basically trying to get her life back in order from the tragedy. She talked about how her kids are waking up in the middle of the night, how she hasn't gotten any sleep, and then she goes into details about what has been going on. I'll probably read this full thing in another video, but you guys let me know what you think down below. I just wanted to give you guys the most up-to-date information that I had. So if you see people spreading the rumor and they're saying, hey, the kids got arrested, hey, the parents got arrested, if they don't show you no actual receipts that shows the date of arrest, an article that corroborates it, tell them to kick rocks with the fake news because a lot of people are spreading fake news. The actual fact of this woman's arrest is it happened the day before this violent attack on this mother, and it happened prior to that and prior to that and prior to that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. And what do you think about how like just the day before, a mama of one of them kids was getting arrested, etc. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.
Okay, and here's the next video. Shout out to Truth Over Lies, and they talking about pearly things. Let's go.
Meet my new roommates. So apparently I got tired of talking to myself while I was working. So I got me 2 new desk buddies, Wally and Eve. They don't do chores.
First of all, that's very disrespectful.
Now, mind you, these two start crashing out. And instead, this is how monsters are made. Because he could option A, check these two, but he doesn't. He won't. They won't. And it's no Ilkin, or I think that.
Or he could opt not to have you up there at all.
Damn right.
That's the root of the issue.
He should never have you up
her
there.
Into the hen house, or however you want to
Fatty
describe
should
it.
never have you up there.
Now it's no holds barred.
With your pasty white ass.
You know, I know some of these panels can be a little, back and forth and the whole thing. I get it. That really ain't our lane, but I get it. You want the personalities up there. You want the back and forth. But people like her, you can't control what's going to come out her damn mouth.
Sure can't. Don't try. We can only control our reactions. If someone says something to you and you get overly emotional about it, it is in your best interest to check yourself, not the person that delivered that message. Because obviously it didn't bounce off you, it went through you. And you need to check that. Why was that effective? Shout out to Mr. Wilson.
That's how I say your name. It's no disrespect for you, but I'm just getting tired of men doing this. Like, be a man. And I hate having to be a woman to say that. It's so out of order. But it's just, it's kind of like the dad that always rewards the bratty sisters. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. You just think, did you punish the one that did the wrong thing? No, it was begging me to come on the show.
Hey, friends, we don't need that leave. Jess can handle it. Let her handle it.
Go ahead.
So like I said,
we're offended. Next.
Go ahead, Jess. Let Jess finish, please. Let's go ahead, Jess.
I will. Yeah, go ahead.
Jess.
So like I said, we were speaking about relationships in general. Nobody said anything about black or white until you brought it up. And for what reason, I don't know. It didn't add anything to the conversation. First of all, you were speaking on the nature of women and how we are all naturally attracted to men who are criminals. And then you made a point to say,
yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like you said, we looking around at some of the characters up here. I would say, it was inevitable. Whatever's going to happen, we're going to watch it and see. But, it's almost like wrestling anymore. Yeah, we're going to get Hulk Hogan up here. We're going to get Andre the Giant. We know something wild about to happen. All right, let's get the heavy hitters. Let's get the Undertaker up here. Oh, yeah. Bring Triple H out. We're going to Royal Rumble. Yeah, I get it.
Forget Triple H. Now we got Pasty H. Well, it's the Pasty Show. They said Pearly 6'2". That's intimidating. I'm telling you, she built like inside linebacker. That's crazy. But nevertheless, we can't be so triggered. I don't know this Jazz character, but she ain't doing us no good service. She too triggered. Pearly, look at, if this is a game of chess, I'm too competitive for this. Your opposition is laughing at you. Never, ever have I been on the defensive line and I looked across at my opponent and that mother sucker was laughing. Never. Ninja, you in agony. Today, why Pearly laughing? You giving her the outcome that she want, Jazz. I'm getting triggered because it's too easy for the pasty wonder.
excuse me, no, that is not the case at all for black women. Now, if you're talking about people that are in poverty, people that live in certain situations and
60%. Now, again, it's going to completely derail the conversation because she's going to keep saying, why do you keep talking about black people? It's just like, it's again, this is tone policing. Black men have been arrested by the.
Can you stop cutting her off? One second. Hey, friend. One second. I got you. You don't have to ask. I got you.
Sorry. You all right? Crashing out. My bad.
Just make some notes, bro. Let her finish.
My bad. That's my fault.
It's fine. Go ahead. Just interrupted.
It's just weird that you would even have to bring up a race of people to even have the conversation. What lets me know that you don't really have information on the conversation. You're just spewing points to try to get a rise out of people because that's all you know. As it pertains to why women choose the women they want, or the kind of men that they date, there are so many different reasons for that. You can't equate a person that has a felony to them being a violent criminal. That's not always the case, because I agree there are some people that marry men and women that have felonies in their background. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are violent. And then to say that black women are the most prone to violent criminals. Steal their viewers, guys. Get in their chat. Say, get Pearl back. Within our community, you don't know shit about our community, Pearl. And if we're going to talk about... And she says I don't know shit about the community. Well, maybe I don't know as much as you, but again, I lived in a pretty black area for like 2 years. I mean, I know something. I've been in entertainment for 5. It's a good... I mean...
You really don't. You really... And shout out to Raquel. I see the video Raquel did last night. Like you said, you don't know anything. Pearly Pasty, you from the country, you white as they come. Granted,
damn right,
this is
you
a
white as they
complete
come.
thrift. So it is what it is. I mean,
go straight to hell.
I don't know how she got 2 million subs. That's egregious.
Man, I told y'all, maybe it's my crack baby brain, but I'm telling y'all the truth. When I first came across, I saw one video of her. I heard all the hoopla, then I'm scrolling. I said, there's this pasty woman. And I heard her spewing red pill, and my brain said, ignore that madness. And I act like she didn't exist. And I was so amazed whenever she became who she is today. Like, and that's why, and I got secondhand, third-hand embarrassment from my people. We got to stop being so open to this. They coming right to our face and just gaslighting the heck out of us.
Well, especially once people expose themselves. Like you said, she was a chameleon for a long time. There was, she was chameleon. Hey, probably sound good. But like you say, people like us always been skeptical, but sound good. And then she took the mask off years ago, but yet somehow she's still here.
It never see on if you looking, surface level. I guess it sounded, but it did sound. I'm like, who is this? What is her motive? What is her reason for this besides grifting? And it is just grifting.
What's happening, if we're going to make it about a race thing, let's figure out what's going on in these white communities, in these white homes, when you all are raising all the mass shooters, y'all raising kids that are taking guns to shoot at other kids, y'all going into public spaces, and I'm sure you're going to talk about black on black crime or whatever, but we can
most likely. She will.
The point is that you didn't have to make it about black or white. Keep it general, because it's very disrespectful for you to try to pigeonhole black women when you don't know any of us at all, to make that assumption that that's what we are prone to. None of these women on this stage, myself, Tyranny, or even Athena, are dating any man that is of a criminal or that are violent. So watch what you say up here. You got a really smart mouth, and if you're going to have a conversation, try to be respectful. And all this trying to get me to hurt.
And look at Pearl smiling in Jazz's face.
Hey, friends, we don't need it. When she lands, Pearl will have all the chance to reply.
And like you said, this is chestnut checkers. Pearly has zero emotional attachment to this conversation. And you got 100% emotional attachment. 0, 100.
Yep.
So she, like you say, granted, she on the panel, whatever. You can click off and go off the damn panel. You chose to stay here, whatever. But you are 100% emotional. And she's like, I got her. Look, she's laughing. She's like, I got you. I got you right where I want you. Because it's a game to her.
The opposition is laughing in your face. You must change your plan of action. They're having a good time. Whatever you're doing, stop doing it now to get your desired outcome. Up here raging and frothing at the mouth and bucky eyes at the camera is only giving her more fulfillment. It's time to change the game plan.
Everybody going to be quiet. Go ahead. You done, Jess?
Yeah, I'm done. I don't understand why that was accepted. Like that was.
Wait. One second.
Okay.
We shouldn't accept what she said.
To say that you should know as a black woman because you all date criminals when
So Jess, 1 second. So this is my opinion, Jess, and correct me if I'm wrong. She punched you in the face. You have the right to punch her back.
Imagine the ratio of vowels to consonants in this queen's name. Oh my God.
Right? Is that fair? If you felt that she punched you in the face, I have an opinion about this that I'm going to say later, right? But we are letting you defend yourself. We're not You're going to have two chances to land your plane, and Burl is going to have the chance to actually rebuttal what you said. Do you think that's fair? What do you want to do? Can we go on? I want to make sure so everybody knows where we at.
We can move on. I think she
Okay, go ahead.
Now, mind you, this could be a weekly thing. How funny would it be to watch me do these type of debates once a week? Imagine this could be such a great show. You guys see the vision here? I give these YouTubers so much opportunity.
And that's what she started off by saying.
Really? Go hell.
Oh, black people squander so many opportunities. Here's what I'll say. Like you said, content strategy is a thing. There's different ways to grow up on this platform. But like she said, this could have been an every week thing, Don't be too dependent on other people. Just like Bonquisha and them depending on the government for food stamps and Section 8, us as content creators, we can't be dependent on somebody like Pearl to help us grow. And then she got us by the short and curlies, and she trying to make demands and all this stuff. Because don't give her that much power.
You heard her. Don't know if it's true, but she done said 3-4 times, they begged me to come up. And now she like, since you begging, I'm going to come up here and do it as I see fit. That's why when Fatty was telling her, hey, let Jazz talk, she like, you begged me. I ain't about to follow your rules when you begged.
Biothane webbing.
Talk. She like, you begged me. I ain't about to follow your rules when you begged.
And then we go back to the panel.
Okay, so you can tone police the simps and women that respond to shame, but you're not going to tone police me. So anyways, going back to the stats, the reason that I said that was two reasons. The first is that I interviewed 1,000 people. A good chunk of them were black women. And I just noticed that they had a propensity more likely than other races to date criminals. It's not really an insult. As I could go into details about the types of men white women tend to date that are irresponsible. I've just noticed different trends in different communities. And it's kind of backed up by data because 60% of black men have been arrested by the age of 25. So like if your dating pool is black guys, 6 out of 10 are going to be arrested. Why would I not think that it's more, why would I not, wouldn't that be a logical conclusion that she knows a black guy that's been arrested? Yeah, they said your blood pressure would go to unhealthy levels. Or I don't know, once every other week. It seems low. Yeah, I know they're not even arresting the black guys now. It's not to be rude, but I think it's more common in that community than it is other communities.
Pearl, go ahead.
In terms of mass shooters, I think you said white people are the majority of mass shooters.
White people are.
I would say that's true. And I wouldn't crash out on you for saying that. So, again, if you want to get offended, that is a choice, and that is your choice, and you have the right to do that.
So I want to touch on these, and then I want CJ and Rick the Ruler to pull up, and the rest of the panel. Okay, Tyrion, I see you too. So, coming from a world citizen, right? Because I live in Portugal right now. It's 2 a.m. And Pearl was in the UK for a while too. This is not a black woman thing. If you go to Japan, all those women love the Yakuza until they get older. If you go to Brazil,
Hey, who really cares what this guy has to say? Let me skip a little bit.
Big black woman in any.
Oh my God, it's just not entertaining. I need better from you. Okay.
If y'all like the conversation became racial, it was Pearl that actually did it. Okay.
No reason.
And we are trying to figure out. 1 second. We are trying to figure out if this is based.
Became racial. So what? And again, mind you, this is me with the prerequisite of thinking the topic is going to be black fatigue.
Now, here's the thing. The problem is, white folks are bolden right now. She's trying to own up to this stuff. Well, that's why we need to clean house. It's very important so that you can look back on something and own up to it. But it's hard to own up to something while you're actively getting the poop. It's just that simple. So you could come up here and say this and that. Say, yeah, we used to be that, but now we this. But don't give her a leg to stand on. Because when she sat up here and she said something and she said, oh, we the most mass shooters or whatever. She said, she ain't got no emotional attachment to it.
You see that? They're showing their hand. That's why it's witchcraft. It is easily, fought and just kicked away. It's easy. You ain't got to sit here and let it get into you. They say and tell you where the chinks in their armor are. That's it. They're not emotional. You can't be emotional if you're going to play their game. This is her playing field. This is her arena she done made up with this rhetoric. And if you are emotional about it, you automatically lose. And you can't win. Y'all in the Coliseum, she got a slingshot and you got a dang going AR. But you're emotional. you lose by default. Can't be emotional in this arena.
That part. So, yeah. I see Sister Rose says, what does cleaning the house look like? A lot, you know?
Yep.
Marriage rates. Let's start right there. Let's get the marriage rates up. Let's call out the debauchery. Let's stop accepting everything in our culture. Even when it comes to the hip-hop influence, the Love After Hip-Hop, Atlanta, all these shows on TV, all the culture, Ratchet Red, right? Nug, sagging pants, YNs, who shiesties. Even if it's your own family, I think we have a hard time with this as black people because a lot of these people are our family members. This is our cousins and our brothers. We grew up with these people.
Mm-hmm.
I can't disassociate them. Yes, you can if it's for the greater good. I mean, you can't be complicit. Silence is complicit. So if you're like, nah, even though I know my cousin out here wilding, I ain't gonna say nothing because that's my cousin. No.
There you go. That part. Like, yeah, clean house. The nuclear family is the that is the overall remedy. I live it. That is how you get rid of all stereotypes. What are they? We're not, especially far as black men, we're not resourceful. We're not in the house. We don't marry our women. None of that ish applies to me. None of it. Not even close. I am the extreme opposite of the stereotype. So, and that's how you get them to sit there and say, wow, you they never said this to me, but they will try some of y'all. You're not like the rest of them. Yeah, defeat the stereotypes with your actions, my baby. Got to bring back the families. That is the overall remedy. I promise you. Shout out to Mr. X.
And I would say it starts with self. So depending on how you moving, I would say if people feel comfortable acting debaucherous around you, you moving wrong. When I walk in the room, it's respect. Ain't nobody twerking and cussing and carrying on. That's fine. That's how I like it. I'll be that old man. It is what it is. But when people feel comfortable disrespecting you as a man, you ain't doing something right.
There you go. And then the gynocracy, you will never be fully respected as a man. Yeah, it's amazing. As me and Mr. X, coming to our, grown manhood, I observe us growing up as kids and the men that we were around. And I'm like, ain't no way, youngsters gonna talk to or treat us the way we found ourselves treat some of our adult male elders because of the lack of respect that was present. Ain't no way, boy. Gonna make sure you got something to respect, God dang it.
That's it.
I came in prepared.
On stats or not. The fucking cousins and fucking dogs, you looking statistics prove that shit. Okay?
Nice.
So what we're going to do is, CJ, what is the percentage of black men that are convicted of a crime? Convicted of a crime before.
Now they try to like push it like the white people are just out arresting black people for no reason. White people were done with this,
I think
I didn't look up the convicted stat. I got most black men are arrested by age 25. Not most, but 49% of them are. So
okay, but that's irrelevant because arrest records, like we need the convictions because you're not become a criminal because you were arrested. You become a criminal when you get convicted.
33% of black people have felonies.
What's the percentage?
33%. Approximately 33% of African American adult males have a felony record, which includes those who have been convicted of crimes. I'd have to dive in deeper to find like what age group, but her stats were correct about arrest. And that might be something that people use, like, again, inflammatory statements, obviously, for content purposes. But yeah, it is 33% of adult males. So
I really wanted to say something else. So women want to control the uncontrollable, but they're going to shit test you to see, are you really uncontrollable?
This poor guy had been waiting all night. This poor guy.
If they get that control over you, they'll say, this ain't the nigga I thought he was. He is controllable, right? So that's kind of why they like chaos.
I should have said that's why they like criminals, because even the law can't control them.
So once they get there,
Pearl, go to hell, you pasty white bitch.
I guess this the cap. Shout out to Raquel. Yes, you said he was shucking and jiving for Pearl.
Yeah, he was.
So, I don't know. It's a lot. It's just too much.
And CJ with his coon ass can go fuck himself.
I I got a mild headache because there's no conversation to be had. Y'all know how we roll over here. You know, we all about having a good time, but we gotta find some message in the madness. There's no message to be had here. I understand they about to sit here and start doing the who got it worse deal. She up here, oh y'all ninjas incarcerated more. Oh y'all got more cannibals. Oh y'all poor. Oh y'all got more master leaders. Let's have it. Let's have at it. Smear campaign conversation.
So yeah, that's where we at. So throwing poop.
All right, I guess if folks like to do it, here we are.
Slinging poop. Shout out to my son. Y'all slinging poop.
They're kind of miserable in the fact that they like the uncontrollable. So they don't like being on either side of the fence. They don't like the fact that they like the uncontrollable, but then they try to wrestle the controller from you to see if you're uncontrollable. It's a weird dynamic. And Pearl is not wrong. Most black women are more attracted to. They have a higher propensity to be attracted to those men. I don't know why y'all gotta.
It says Spirit Airlines enters the chat. Yeah, I do. I fly Frontier, and I know what you're talking about.
Offended and expect black power. That's where this racist shit comes from. Like I told y'all before, it's the black women that want us to get us into this space. Can I finish?
Can you come later?
It's the black women that want to.
Now, mind you, like, think about this. She just called. I don't even want to say it because I just feel like that's so disrespectful. These guys end up crashing out on me, and all I did was bring up a stat, and she called the black guy the double standards. This is bullshit. This is how the monsters are created. Okay.
Let them laugh.
Now he's fine.
But who that Tyranny down there? Shout out to Sister Tyranny. Y'all know she wild. And she that called the brother. Yeah, I mean, we gotta, like I said, she shouldn't be up here.
Yeah, Tyranny shouldn't even be up there.
Behavior in front of them. I mean, come on now.
You know, I will say, as far as being on code, I'm pretty big on that. You know, I am. Like, you know, I'm not going against my brothers and sisters. You know, I don't know how to word it, you know, but we got to hold each other down in public, and I'll correct you behind the scenes. Right now, they're not behind the scenes. They're out in public. So I'm not about to sit here and say, she got a point. No. Absolutely not. This is that part of staying on code that we miss.
Yep.
Like there is a line. She could have some half truths in her but no. I give her absolutely not. Don't care. No, wrong. And then we'll go behind closed doors and correct ourselves. But you wrong. F you.
Seriously. Especially knowing her track record. I mean, come on now. Seriously, especially knowing her track record. I mean, come on now.
Fine, we control. Hey, Tyranny, let me mute yourself. Become me. Go ahead, CJ.
So yeah, I think they want to get us into a war that we can't win, so they can go and be with the white man, and that's a different topic. But sorry.
I don't know. The black women want to be in a war against. I'm gonna ask about that later, so they can. Okay. White guys are not going to take black women. That's going to be. I'll get into that later, but white guys are the least. Black women are too fat. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, white guys are not going to do that. Maybe for like a one time if nobody knows. But I'm telling you, I used to be big. Big. Like, I was like 40 pounds heavier.
I guess Tyranny told her that, you know, she jealous of her because white men want her. And she like, Tyranny, don't the white man want you? I don't know.
See?
Makes no sense.
Say, oh, you jealous because white men want black women and this and she.
Nonsensical arguments.
A pasty Hannah and a tyrant Tyranny. Whoa! I'm lost. I'm lost for words. I don't know what to do. I gotta take a side. I can't. My head about to explode. Oh, I got nothing. I got nothing.
And white guys weren't really checking for me like that. And black women were fat, probably a higher body fat percentage, most of them, than I did. So it's like,
Tyranny, you have just to reply, and then I'll get the best of the people that they haven't told, especially the Greek, right? What did CJ said that was wrong? It's a battle of ideas. 1 second, Tyranny. Remember, this is a battle of ideas. You have uninterrupted time to prove CJ that what he said is wrong. No name calling for now. Later we can do it. Let's prove CJ wrong. Why is he wrong that most black women are attracted to this type of man?
Pearl, no, we're not. I don't know what he said. He said they have a propensity, like they're more likely to be. Most probably are. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just. I mean, when I was in London, every other girl's ex was a rapper. That's black, or a road. They would call them roadmen. I'm like, because they'll say it's just an.
And like you say, she keep with this anecdotal stuff. Yeah, when I was here, everybody dated black rappers. And where are your stats? You talking about 5 people you knew somewhere, and she's projecting it and baiting people in with it.
This look, Pasty Hannah. This is a one-time bust down. So look at that face right there. That's the face she made when she reached her peak of ecstasy. And then whoever got the displeasure of being on top of her got to see that, and he like, I ain't going through this again. Yeah, good. He feel like saying,
Hell, only person going up in here is Big Unk.
I used to the club,
No, honey. Ain't that right now? Let's slow down, baby. Slow down.
Oh.
Here it comes. Here it comes. No, click.
might be an upgrade from her last piece of black oak. Pearly? Consider it not. Beggar takes that when they come to date market, woo-wee, you down there. Yeah, your average at best would be a compliment, disrespectfully.
American black woman problem. I'm like, that is not true. I lived in London. It's the same there.
Their man want us. That's why they really hate us because they can't.
That was not a
Tyranny, you're the last person that need to be speaking.
Let me replay that.
Tyranny is the last person that need to be speaking.
Tyranny, you have just to reply, and then I'll get the best of the people that they haven't told, especially the Greek, right? What did CJ said that was wrong? The battle of ideas. 1 second, Tyranny. Remember, this is the battle of ideas. You have uninterrupted time to prove CJ that what he said is wrong. No name calling for now. Later we can do it. Let's prove CJ wrong. Why is he wrong that most black women are attracted to this type of man?
Pearl, no, we're not attracted to them. Their men want us. That's why they really hate us because they can't.
That was not a question.
Okay, so our men want black. And look at black women if you're watching the show. I'm just gonna be real honest.
Seriously, Tyranny. Like, this was your
You
moment to
are
shine.
not the
Say
messenger.
something profound and put Pearly in the dust. And you're going to come up here with something that can be easily proven wrong.
Yep.
Like, why would you do that? Yeah.
Why?
You jealous of us because the white
Why
men
would
want
you
black
do
women,
this, Tyranny?
and we're going to take y'all men. They want to marry us.
That's
Marriage rates say otherwise.
no. Say they tyranny. This is again. This is why folks like this, they servers no good. That was too easy. Again, y'all too triggered. All of these melanated sisters that look better than Pearly, even Tyranny. You know what I mean? You can sit there and be like, at least you can say, I can get a Brad to beat these cheeks before you do, Pearly. Pearly, you can't get, you want black dudes because you can't get a white man. And now you see, now she on the ropes. Now she might say you right. And see that's the best thing she could do is say you right. You like now shut up. Or say no, only black men date you see you as low hanging fruit. Tell that part. Oh man, y'all missed the mark. That was way too easy.
Yes. Tell her she's going to have to pay to play for the rest of her life. She's a bed wench. Many things, but yeah, something like that, I don't know. That's just
easy to draw. Look like a Mr. Yuck sticker. I mean, come on, man. My goodness. What we doing?
Okay.
Newer mix.
have a clip here from DeeDee. From DeeDee. Give me 1 second. Here we go.
Wanna argue? I can't argue with you. You mad. You big mad.
What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. So I want to get into this video. Melissa Ford, she interviewed Charlemagne the God from the Breakfast Club. And this video is going viral. People are talking about this and, her bringing up the red pill content. Basically, saying and showing that she's not really happy about that, and that's not a shocking thing. Honestly, it's not a shocking thing that you have women who have hit the wall, who don't like males, content creators or male podcasters or just men in general having a discussion about what they like and what they don't like about women and how they are moving as it relates to this modern woman and the modern woman society. And of course, you have women like Melissa Ford and others, Vivica Fox and Lisa Ray and a whole bunch of other women who have hit the wall, who are now senior citizens, who feel a certain way about men having an opinion on these modern women and what they will and will not accept. And it's only the women who have hit the wall and don't have any kids, or women or single women, who have a problem with men expressing their opinions and their thoughts on modern women and how they think modern women are moving in the wrong way. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Also, hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button as you come into the building. All right, here we go.
Everybody is projecting. Everybody got some wound or some pain or some hurt that they felt that they haven't dealt with, and they go project that onto other people. That's why I don't get caught up with stuff like road rage, you know what I mean? Or like, I read a story the other day where this young lady held a door for someone, and the woman didn't say thank you, so she went behind the woman to get her thank you. They end up in a fist fight. Then the woman ends up pulling out a gun and killing some girl in front of her 20-year-old daughter. It was just like, at what point did somebody not say, all right, this isn't about me holding the door. This isn't about that person not saying thank you. Like, there's something else going on with both of these individuals, right? And they can't wait to project that pain on each other. So it's just like, humans aren't naturally just wired to hurt each other. Something happened. Yeah. And I think that we got to remember that about it.
Yeah. I think you talk a lot about our algorithms being very subjective. And we can create these algorithms, and sometimes there's stuff that just kind of gets funneled to us. But I will admit that my algorithm is very specific. There's a lot of cats and dogs in there, because for the, just I need the laughter and I need just, the good heartfelt moments. There's a lot of travel, because I'm constantly thinking about where I want to go next and what part of the world, part of the globe I need to see. There's a lot of women empowerment stuff. But a lot of times when you do have the women empowerment part of your algorithm, a lot of the other side is going to filter itself in. And that's the gender war-y, masculinity versus femininity whole rhetoric and stuff like that. And it does start to, kind of have an effect on you. I guess it's not that I don't believe that there is a huge swath of the male population that is interested in growth and evolution and their mental health. I absolutely believe that. I think that the ones that aren't, I think that the Manosphere Red Pill Nation podcast bros, I think that they are so much louder.
That's the loud minority of it.
And then when you see the comments, well, not only that, I mean, when you read cases like Giselle Pellicott, the woman in France, whose husband was basically renting out her body for about 10 years and drugging her in the process to where she didn't even know what was happening to her. And then this became like this massive case in France, and 51 men saw some kind of level of prosecution, but it was
and this is another thing too, her bringing it up. And I think this is something a lot of women, certain women, tend to do. What you tend to do is bring up the most salacious, negative stories that you could think of.
Yep.
To prove a point that it's not the majority of what's happening. Yes, there are psychopaths out here, both women and men, and of all races. There are psychopaths out here who are doing crazy, dangerous things. There are dangerous people out here. We know this. We watch the news. We see what's happening. We see that there are crazy men who are deleting women. We see that there are crazy psychopaths deleting each other. We see there are crazy women out here too who are deleting men and their own children. So any story that you can think of, it's happened. I can pull both sides because I'm saying, listen, it exists on both sides. There are crazy women and there are crazy men, and women outnumber men. So how do we know if there might be more crazy women than crazy men? But if your focus is only on the men, that's all you're going to show. I'm saying we got to look on both sides because on each side it exists. But if you're trying to paint a narrative that men are the problem, that's all you're going to focus on. And the minute somebody says, okay, but there are women who do this, there are women who contribute to this horrible behavior, and women do X, Y, Z, and women are dangerous too. Oh, now it's like, oh, you're bashing women. No, because a lot of these women who have hit the wall and have not been able to have their way completely, they're bitter, in my opinion. In my opinion, I believe Melissa Ford is bitter. I do. I believe she's gotten to this age. She doesn't have any kids, even though she said that was never a priority. That was never something that she wanted.
Lies.
And a lot of women say this in hindsight. And of course, when you're 20 years old and you're your most, beautiful and most fine and all that, you're like, oh, I understand that for a lot of women that wasn't your focus because you had the pick of the litter. You could choose to be with whoever you wanted to be with because you felt you had options. And you did that for years and years and years until now you're on the other side of life, 50 years old, now no kids. She mentions perimenopause. Ain't no man in sight, no kids in sight. And now you're reevaluating life and looking at yourself saying, wait a minute now. While simultaneously making it seem like you're completely happy with your choices and your outcomes.
And you're
I know a lot of them are not. They're trying to make sense of it and trying to figure out where do they go at this point. What trying to make sense of their lives, because as much as women like to say, oh, we're happy to be in our 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and we're single and we don't have kids and we're living our best lives, we can travel, we can do this with that. Like, you can do all that with a man too. I will never understand it, you guys. I will never understand how women have believed this and they bought into this, that you can't have fun while having a man. And I said it before, the only thing that you can't do is go around and screw everybody. Because you're loyal and obligated to your man. That's the only thing. You can still travel with a husband and kids. You can still, your life is not over. And they realize it. Now you're on the flip side of life. Melissa Ford is 50 years old, if I'm not mistaken. No fam, no children, no nothing. And she's trying to make sense of this. That's what most women do at that age. They're trying to make sense of where they are. That's all. And you want to blame somebody, and the only people that you can blame is men. Well, you have to blame yourself because you didn't see this coming. And this is why it's called hitting the wall, because you hit the wall, you have nowhere else to go. Oh, I'm living my life, I'm traveling. You could have had children, you could have had a husband, a fulfilling life with all of it. This is why I say women can have it all, but you can't have it all at one time. At the same time. It takes time. It's a process. You got to build that up. And
women are impatient.
I just sketched an idea this morning, and I now have a fully animated voiced-over video. It's only 2 p.m. AI content creation is better than...
Same time. It takes time. It's a process. You got to build that up. There are women who have careers, have husbands, children. They have it all. But the most common way most women and men have gone about this is starting young. When they started young, they married their high school sweethearts, or they married the man that they met in their 20s, and then they had a family, and then they built careers, or they met in college. Like, there's a common theme here that nobody, well, a lot of people don't want to address and don't want to focus on because they didn't do it that way, so you can't go back and do it that way. So now you're trying to reinvent the wheel and create a different perspective, when there are some core things that allow you to have these things and make it work. But because so many women have chose the wrong way, they're trying to reinvent the wheel and try to do it a different way. And men won't allow it because men have been consistently saying what it is that they will and will not accept and what it is that they want. And they're very stern on it. And I don't think women are used to that because women are used to getting their way. Just saying. Let's continue.
Why they don't ever do the positive story? Propaganda works both ways. If there was a network that showed us, these great men who did right by women, and, protected women and held women down, your perspective wouldn't lean so much to, it ain't I gotta go with
No, trust me. I place in my algorithm men that I know are. There's a guy named Will Hitchens online. There is this podcast. It's these four young black boys. I can't remember what the podcast is called right now, but I mean,
you're talking about
it's such a J. Yes. I love them. I love them because it's just they take men and brosphere and red pillars to task. And their rhetoric is so respectful towards women, and they just have so much common sense for being so young. So
and I think what happens is these types of women, you don't gravitate to the things that make you feel comfortable. You don't want to hear red pill podcasters speak because they speak to the real truth of it all, the nitty gritty of it. They speak to what's actually happening, and they make no apologies for it. You want somebody who's going to sugarcoat things and make you feel good, and not really tell the full truth about what it is. And I don't think that it has to be a drag race towards women or men. But see, the problem that I see in that is there are a lot of women who actually drag men, could talk as salacious and drag men as much as they want, and no woman stands up and says, "Not now. You don't have to do that. Why don't you talk respectfully about black men? Get your point across of what you think and what you feel, because we feel stuff.
They ain't gonna do that.
But you don't have to drag them and put them down. Most women don't speak to that. You can talk about a man however you want to talk about."
And another thing I want to say is, women, female podcasters who bash men, they grow quick as hell on YouTube. But yet, when you have male podcasters who talk about the family unit, or female podcasters like Maggie the Substitute Teacher and Luke Hazley, who try to talk about the family unit, it's crickets. Just saying. Let's get back into DeeDee.
Put them down. Most women don't speak to that. You could talk about a man however you want to talk about their bullet bags and talk about them as harshly and as disrespectfully as you want to, and nobody push back. Women could say whatever they want about a man, right? But a man can't say anything about y'all, and that's the problem. That's the one-sidedness of it all. And I just think men are tired. Men are like, no, why should we have all this grace for y'all when y'all have none for us? If you can say anything you want about a black man and nobody bats an eye. But as soon as you have an opinion about a black woman, y'all bashing women, y'all don't respect women, y'all hate y'all mamas. But then you listen to the stuff that women say about men, and it's okay. Nobody says, you know what, well, if we want them to respect us, we should respect them. And that's the one-sidedness of it all. And this is why men don't care anymore. They don't care anymore because they've
we don't.
As long as women had the mics and were saying all these negative things about men and just generalizing all black men, all bets were off when men decided, you know what, to hell with this. I'm not gonna just lay down and take this, and we're gonna listen to what y'all say and we're gonna move accordingly. Now that men are moving accordingly, now women are still pissed and mad. Y'all said black men should be bullet bags and y'all could just do away with them. We don't care. Y'all said y'all would prefer the white man. All these things. And nobody says, dang, that's so harsh toward men. Oh, even other men have kind of this like, because men ain't this and these niggas need to learn. Yeah, there's some men that need to learn. There's a lot of men that, don't get it right, for sure. But that still don't excuse all of the women who are just bashing men and feel this way about every black man. They're not separating it. They're focused on and putting all black men in this category, like all of them are trash. And that's just what it is. And as soon as men start responding to this and acting accordingly and having an opinion on it, oh my God, this red pill is horrible, and this and that and this and that. Like come on, like y'all, the stuff that y'all say isn't horrible. It's a one-sided thing, and I just think that's where it needs to change. If you want respect from men, you got to give it. You can't just expect men to just keep laying down and taking all of this and taking it, and then you still want them to kiss your ass and still run behind you and still just treat you like these queens and princesses. Y'all just talk to them crazy, disrespect them, treat them horribly, say whatever you want about them. and laugh and joke about it, but you still want them to take you seriously and bring you all that money and do all these things. And then wonder why when men get money, they go run to a different race of a woman. Or go try to go somewhere else to find other women after all the stuff y'all done said about them. You think they've forgotten that? No, y'all. It's like you throw the dirt and then you hide your hand and act like who did that? We didn't. What? And then act like who said that? What? Why they? And then act like y'all are oblivious to y'all nature and what y'all said and what y'all done. That's not cool. That's not cool. Let's continue.
Beyonce Kyle, I definitely have an algorithm full of men that are, that are allies to women. But I will also find myself in the comment section of certain things, and it's just, it's very polarizing, and it pulls you. And especially, I've had my own experiences of being around a certain type of, a certain group of men who exhibit groupthink, and that groupthink tends to lean very misogynistically. So it has an effect on you, as somebody who's just kind of like absorbing it, simply just because I'm a woman and I'm the woman in the room kind of thing. It's just...
Listen, are there fuckboys out here? Yes, but I still believe in the circle of trust of humans. And I believe that the shooting percentage when it comes to the circle of trust of humans is still very, very high in spite of all the bullshit. What do I mean by that? We wake up every day, every single one of us, and we trust that we're not going to go crazy. I don't know none of these people in this room, but one of these motherfuckers go crazy and up the whole day for everybody. You could go to freaking Dunkin' Donuts and order a coffee, and if that one person in the back who might decide, I'm going to put some, $6 arson in her shit. You might get in the car with the Uber driver, and that person decided to run off the road. My point is, we don't think about that type of stuff. So there's a circle of trust that exists amongst humans. And in spite of all of the bullshit, we do pretty good at making sure that all of us are safe and protected. So I can't base everything off, just the bullshit. But imagine if we had to wake up every day and just not trust anybody.
That would be really isolating. Just...
You're kind of doing that with your name. No. You started it off by saying money. That's what you said. You was like, I don't want to be with nobody.
No, it's not that. I'll be completely honest. It has nothing to do with me not wanting to be with anybody right now at this particular stage of my life because of this massive career transition and spiritual transition. I'm having what I now understand is a spiritual awakening. And it has been so powerful that...
These pizzas are built different, literally. Mix and match medium specialty pizzas for $9.99 each.
That I don't think anybody needs to be there at this moment. I need to be...
It's not powerful. This is that Oprah Winfrey talk. That ain't nothing powerful about none of that shit. It's an eye-opening experience that you're 50 years old, or however old she is, and this is not just her. It's an eye-opener to reality. And of the time that you've wasted and the mistakes that you've made. That's all it is. They try to turn this stuff into, it's so powerful. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's not powerful. It's you realizing your mistakes and the time that you wasted. And now you bitter about it. It ain't no aha moment. It's none of that. It's all that's a bunch of BS. Reality didn't set in because you're older. You didn't have this mentality when you was in your 20s because you was out there busting it open and doing whatever you wanted to do, feeling empowered, like you had the world, you had the whole world at your feet and you could do what you want, and what you chose to do didn't really yield you any benefit.
Talk about
it's reality sinking in. That's it. The bottom line is, and the truth is, they just wasted opportunities. They wasted. They focused on their careers, and they did what they thought they needed to do to become successful. And now they have some level of success. Some of them weren't even happy with that because they didn't get what they thought they were going to get. A lot of these actresses who are single and older now didn't really get what they thought they would get. When I think of that, the person that comes to mind to me is Tracee Ellis Ross. I don't believe that Tracee Ellis Ross has attained the level of success that she thought she would or could have. I don't think she's quite made it to the level that she thought she would. I think she's had some successful TV shows and some things of that nature, but I don't think she's become the super successful actress that she probably thought she or wanted to be. And on top of that, she hasn't created a family life she hasn't been successful in relationships or anything like that. And I don't think she's reached her full potential when it comes to what she thought she would have accomplished by this age in her career.
So I think some of these women still are looking to accomplish a level of success that they may not ever, that they never might attain. You know what I mean? She is not on Julia Roberts standards or, some more super successful actresses. I think they still are looking for that. And that's another thing that they have to come to grips with, that you might not ever get that level of success. Yeah, you've been successful and that's great. But that's something that they have to accept as well, that you may not ever get that career that you thought you were going to get. And on top of that, you still don't have a family. You don't have nothing else to show for your life here, which I'm not discrediting your life, because life is life. As long as you're alive, you have opportunities, and you should, and live your best life and be happy. But I think it's something that they have to recognize, something that they have to come to grips with, that, damn, I didn't really get all that I thought I would get out of this. And, I put so much in, but I really didn't get as much out. And am I okay with this? They have to come to reality and terms with that and be okay with that. Because I think when you're young, you have all these ideas and these aspirations of what you want to become, where you want to be in your life, and by this age. And, for some people, it's like, by 30, I want to be married with kids, and I want my career to, by this age, I want this career, I want that. And then when it doesn't happen, and then it doesn't seem like it's going to happen, that's something that you have to come to terms with. That's it. And this is why I say some women can accept it and be okay with it, and then others, they have issues with it. It is what it is. It's just the reality of life.
Yep. I got this one here from Chantelle. Let's get it.
We know you want to create a top-tier podcast. Clear, engaging, and truly captivating. And to make that happen, you have kids.
I have 4 kids. Yep. And I have twins. So it doesn't sound as bad when you say 4. You have twins. And I have 2 smaller children, 9-year-old and 1-year-old.
What are the other 2 ages of your twins?
15.
Okay.
Yep. How about yourself? You have any kids?
I have one. I have a 6-year-old son.
6-year? Okay.
Yeah. The number doesn't scare me. It's just about...
Wait, did she not hear this man just say he got a 1-year-old, like a fresh newborn? Like,
if you're available to welcoming like another child on top of what you already have going on.
Oh, absolutely. Like in today's world, I feel like you're going to get a package deal 90% of the time. Very rarely do you meet an attractive woman who has her career, her head straight, and she not have any kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially, where I'm at 40. So, but yeah, that's definitely something I could, deal with if you're cool with it.
That's what I have for now.
A few moments later.
All right, y'all. Any final questions between the two of you before we determine if this is a match? I have a question just to see where your mindset is. What's a flaw of yours that you're actively working on right now to improve? Whether it's like a bad habit, a trait, something you want to stop doing.
A lot of times I find myself being selfish. It's about me, what I want. If you're along for the ride, then you're just along for the ride. So I'm trying to get into the mind state of like, let me check on my woman. You need anything? You good? How have you been? How was your day? A lot of times it's just been, a lot of stuck up. I'm gonna do for me, and then if you're with it, you're with it. If not, you're not. But I'm trying to get out of that selfish stage. So that's what I would say is the biggest one right now.
Yeah. So would you say you're willing to make space for someone right now? Like now you're at a place where that's something you
absolutely. I'm willing to make a space, but it can't just be any space. Like it's give and take. Everybody's always talking about, it's 50-50. It's actually 100-100 in a relationship. You giving your all, and me giving my all, and then meeting in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you don't feel like that's you, I'd rather you, pop on me now so you don't have to cry later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't want to be that guy anymore.
As long as you're willing to give someone the space to show up for you, that's what matters. So.
I am. Now, I'm going to be honest, just, because I don't want to waste your time. There are some things I have walls up with me right now, but, if I feel like you're the one for me, then there's things that I'm willing to put aside. But I'm not willing to look stupid for anybody. I'm not willing to, put myself out there and not get anything in return, and waste more time. Like I said, I'm 40. You know what I mean? Time's ticking. You know what I mean? And no one wants to be alone, but at the same time, I'd rather be by myself than to be dragging somebody with me or them dragging me. So.
Okay,
at least
so
he was
that's my final
honest.
question now then. Is it a yes for you for him? It's a yes. And is it a yes for you for her?
No, because I feel like, I feel like digging for something.
You serious?
I feel like we should figure out as we go. And I feel like with all these questions you keep asking me, it's kind of like you're looking for something. So I apologize.
what the hell? That's the point of the show.
Did she just dodge a bullet or what? Drop your thoughts
What
in the
on earth? That
comments.
is the point of the show. Y'all leave it in the comments because I'm hella confused. I thought, based on how the description on the video said she was fine with him having 4 kids until he answered that question and everything changed in seconds, I thought she was going to pop because he said that he has like it's 100. It's not 50-50. It's 100. But for him to be like, oh, based off the questions that she's asking, am I missing something? I don't. Did she ask any question that you could say that's a pop for? Yeah, honestly though. Honestly, I have a strong feeling that they be hiring these people to come on here for a little bit of drama for it, because y'all know drama sells. Like, people are addicted to the conflict and the chaos and the drama and stuff like that. That's why they look for the bottomest of the barrel people to bring on to this show, and I stand by it. This Kendra G, as Ashley always be getting the some people you have to wonder. You have to wonder. I will ask my man to do anything for me.
Yeah, I gotta stop dating these women that don't really like y'all, but I don't know how many more times I need to say it. View discretion is advised.
But I swear to you, the moment that he asked me to do anything, I'm irritated. And it could be the simplest task, like, oh, could you rinse this cup out for me because you're right there by the sink? Pissed. Instantly pissed. No, I call Cap. She lying. First of all, she don't got no man. Second of all, she just want to fit in with the sisterhood. She just want to validation. She wants a little bit of views on her TikTok video, and she know what to talk about. What to talk about to get a little view and a little engagement on TikTok, because she knows that the chicken head over on TikTok, despite men as much as she does. So yeah, but anyways, for entertainment purposes only.
Which one of y'all dating her? Come to the front.
No,
We need to talk. We need to have a conversation. Come to the fucking front. Because what I'm trying to understand is, how do you even deal with somebody like this? Because if she came online to tell us about it, I know it's happening right in your face. And how do you deal with that? How do you endure the fact that whenever she needs something, I got it, no problem. But if I ask for something as simple as her rinsing out a cup because she's next to the sink and she catches an attitude with me, I deal with that.
This is why I call Cap. I call Cap on her story. Like, how much self-respect do you have to lack to deal with this? Like, if she's honest with her story, she don't got no man. Like, leave it. What do y'all think? Y'all think Simps? I know Simps are around, but is it this bad? Do y'all think she honest with her story, or she just making up something for a little attention? Because you know how they love it.
Y'all niggas gotta start loving yourselves more. Why? Who? Where? Who the fuck told you this was okay?
Or, oh, could you go hand me a towel because I forgot to grab it? Why the fuck would you not grab that towel? I don't know what it is about him asking me for something that triggers something in me. Like, it really pisses me off.
Although I'm no doctor, let me diagnose you. You sick. Something wrong with you. Your brain is not firing on all cylinders, not to mention you don't really like him. You in a relationship with a nigga that you feel like you're doing a favor to. You don't see a future with this man. You treat him like his stepchild. And if I'm being completely honest, that's very immature of you, because you shouldn't be with somebody that you feel and
pause. Not all stepchild get treated poorly.
Go like that. And to add insult to injury, you got on here and told us about it. Like I think that's the most baffling part of it all. It's one thing that you being that kind of way to somebody that got your back, but then you got online and says, you know what? How can I make this shit worse? It's the Jada Pinkett effect. I'm already fucking him over at home. Let me tell the world about it. He needs to feel me. That this day and I have for people like this is just, it runs so deep for me. Because y'all absolutely deserve the worst. But it's not up to me, and that shit really frustrates me sometimes. But you know what? I know they ain't gonna listen.
No, he made a good point. Because as I was saying, like, are there Sims out there that's bad? And he mentioned Jada and Will, so. Simp. Yeah. But, I mean, as somebody who is a 4 minus 1, like, at best, a 4 minus 2 at best, coming up here to talk about, oh, a man pisses me off if he makes me wash the dishes. Like, I do not believe her story for nothing. I do not believe this for the life of me, but here, the simple fact that we live in a society, we live in a culture where these women, we can make up these stories and women will still support it. Even if she's lying, she's still getting support on her talking points. She's still getting engagements on her TikToks by telling stories like this, by lying like this. Because as I always say, we're not focusing on the content creator. No. We're focusing on the support the content creator's message get. And if you look at someone like Shira7, you look at someone like Cynthia G, you look at those people who are toxic, spreading this narrative that's against men, especially black men, and they get a ton of supporters, a ton of subscribers. And then you look at people like who, Miss Crimson Cure, myself, Mona D, Bella Rings. I'm trying to think of female content creators. Family Values is not a lot. Unfortunately, it's not a lot of female content creators that support Black men's best interests. So, but you look at our viewers count and you look at the support that we get from women, from specifically women, and it's little to none. It's little to none. And that's what I'm saying. We live in a society where they can come on and say these things and women will support these things more than they'll support things like, hey, be fit, feminine, friendly, hey, wash, cook, and clean, hey, learn how to treat a man, learn what men are looking for so that way when you do find a man, y'all can have a healthy relationship. No, they don't want to hear that, and this is why men are choosing to get to the chopper.
It's going to trigger a lot of women, and if it triggers you, that means it was meant for you. I don't avoid the truth just because someone's ego is not ready to take it. A lot of women proudly say I have standards, but what they really mean is I want a man who gives me everything while I give the bare minimum. Yeah. You want a man who's emotionally mature, financially stable, loyal, masculine, emotionally intelligent. While you can't handle accountability, you don't know how to communicate, you expect him to read your mind. You don't want a partnership. You want a provider, a therapist, a mind reader, all in one man. You demand emotional maturity, but you get defensive the moment you're called out. You want consistency, but chase men who give you anxiety because chaos feels exciting. You say you want a masculine leader, but reject anything that requires you to show up feminine. You call it high standards, but it's really just entitlement. Standards aren't about what you demand from others. Standards are about what you demand from yourself. If you want emotional maturity, heal your triggers. If you want consistency, stop entertaining inconsistency. If you want depth, stop showing up shallow. If you want leadership, be someone worth leading. And that's why you keep getting hurt. Not because good men don't exist, but because you're not the woman your ideal man would choose. Build your standards on your character, not fantasies. Because when you call entitlement empowerment or feminism, it's not confidence, it's delusion.
Yeah,
this is
they want men that they're not qualified for.
And if it triggers you,
they want men that they're not qualified for. I want to emphasize on the point when she said that they love chaos. They love chaos. And as I said in previous videos, if you meet a woman that's constantly watching these reality TV shows that is so chaotic, it's nothing but drama, what do you think she's going to bring into your life? You think she's going to bring peace and happiness? You think she's going to be able to resolve issues in a mature way? No. If all she's consuming is people throwing drinks in other people's face and saying beep, 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 and it's a drama and people being messy and all those things, if she's constantly on TikTok consuming message about how men should do this and men should do that, and if a man not doing this, then this means this and whatever, what do you think she's going to bring into your life? If she's constantly posting thirst trap on social media, what do you think she's going to bring into your life? Listen, the dating market is not rocket science these days. I've always said the manosphere or red pill community, Kevin Samuels, those people have made it so easy for men to date, for men to spot the red flags. They're just if she posts too often on her social media, if she's constantly watching these reality TV shows that don't feed into her mind or nothing, if she's constantly on TikTok, scrolling on TikTok, doing the next trend, wearing the lashes, the lace front, the nails, everybody on TikTok is now wearing that damn oval nail. Like, dang, there are no other shape. I remember back in the day when they had the coffin shape or they had the look, like, everybody is wearing the oval shape now. Nobody has an individual thought. Nobody is like, I'm wearing this because I actually like it. I'm wearing this because it fit my nail type. No, they wear it because that's what TikTok tell them to wear. It is so easy to spot these women these days. In my personal opinion, dating has gotten easy thanks to social media. But yeah, we continue to speak the truth. We continue to highlight why men are, and they're gonna get upset. But at the end of the day, I said what I said. Because the Bible tells you to protect your peace. So protect your peace. Save yourselves, black men. But watch the next video that pop up on the screen. Just another example of why men are saying we will not have it because the juice is just not worth the squeeze. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, y'all.
Can my Old Spice make you sore over another man? Power through the holidays with Energizer.
Please tell me that these are not those same women who shouted and screamed from the mountaintops that they did not need a man
They did not need any help. They were boss chicks. They were highly educated. They were getting to a bag. Oh no, I don't need to settle down. I can have me a roster and a rotation. Please tell me, baby, that these are not the same women crying in their beds, in their cars, complaining about being alone, being single, and how hard and expensive it is. Please tell me these are not the same women that swore up and down that I can do bad all by myself. The same women who said that I am the prize. I don't contribute anything, especially not financially, to a household, to a relationship. The man does that. I just use him up for it. But really, I don't need him because I got my own. Please tell me y'all are not out here in 2025 and possibly beyond talking about shoulda, coulda, woulda, being regretful, being remorseful, having to eat your words. Because you ain't eating no food. I heard a lot of y'all is hungry. Food stamps gone. All you got to eat is your damn words. And honestly, it's kind of hard to feel sorry for y'all because y'all were the same women that also ridiculed and shamed men and women like me that were trying to warn y'all about this. We knew that this day would come to not only where the times would get hard, but your nature as a woman would settle in and you would realize that yes, I am not designed to be by myself. I need help. I need love. I need something to nurture, to pour into. I told y'all this, but again, male-centered, male-identified, pick-me's, struggle love promoters. That's what y'all did. So again, excuse me. If today I'm just looking at y'all like, oh, little tink tink. Y'all get the likes up for me. Share the video. Subscribe. Because this right here, y'all, completely baffled me. I mean, this complete and total 180 that these women are doing today, impeccable. Mind-blowing. Unbelievable. Like, seriously? Is this where the women are at today? Are these the same women from a year ago? The same women from 2 years ago? The same women from 5 years ago? The same women from 10 years ago? Y'all been dragging me for over a decade for telling y'all these same truths that you are now reaching. And unfortunately for you, it may very well be too late. Again, hit that like button for me, and let's take a look at a few of these clips coming from these women that are now singing a different tune of, yeah, I need help, I need a man, I need love. This strong, independent boss chick life is too expensive and too much to bear. Nobody is talking about how expensive it is to be single, okay? Because when you're single, you don't have anybody that's out here buying you food, helping you with the bills, and if something breaks, you don't have no handy dandy man around the house that's like, oh, I got it, babe, I'll fix it when I get home, or whenever he decides to fix it. No, you either got to get on YouTube University, or you got to go pay somebody. You got to go pay somebody else's man to come in your house and fix it for you. It's too expensive to be single, and people want to be out here cheating, and you better lock you one person down because it's too expensive out here to be alone, okay? Don't just go lock down anybody, you know, make sure they respectful and they love you, but you also got to understand it's a business. A relationship is really a business, okay? You got to invest in one another, and I need somebody to come invest into me because it's expensive to be single. Yeah, I want somebody to buy me some food, pick me up some food on the way home, or you know, buy me something just because. I don't know.
Well,
Since you're fired, Mighty Patch Pimple Patch
patches reveal clear-looking skin overnight. Pimple, meet your mighty patch. The industrial-grade products you need. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
This right here.
We try to warn you.
You now have women out here, y'all, talking about how they essentially don't mind going 50-50. That, in a nutshell, is what she just advocated for.
Yep.
When not too long ago, women would call that struggle love. A man takes on 100%. My money is spent. I'm not born into nothing financially. Not even energetically. Again, I'm surprised the man caters to me, does for me. He's my tool, right? So to hear these women today saying these type of things, like, again, I am completely appalled. Not y'all out here talking about reciprocity. We pour into one another. What? You know times are hard if this is what the women are out here saying today. And I mean, I have to say this, even though I hate to touch on such a touchy subject matter, especially considering that right around the corner, they getting ready to cut off the food stamps. But I found it to be quite alarming that one of the first things that she brought up about being alone and not having anybody is the fact that she does not have anybody to give her food. And ladies,
oh Lord, excuse me. Excuse me, hold on.
Her food. And ladies, this is one of the key reasons why a lot of men are very skeptical about taking you all out on dates.
Yeah.
Because at every turn, y'all are seemingly exposing yourselves for just being hungry hippos that are looking for something to eat. You're not looking for somebody to meet. You're looking for something to eat. Bars. That is what these men are reaching the conclusion of. Because why was it? Like, hear me out, y'all. Why was it the first thing, or one of the first things, to come out of her mouth, as far as being single, being so expensive, being so difficult? I don't have somebody to bring me food, to feed me. Not that I don't have somebody to love, that I can share my life experiences with. Oh, no. Where is the food? Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just calling out what I'm seeing. And if I see it as a woman, I'm pretty sure these men can see that too. Like, dang, like they don't really want me. They just want something to eat. Y'all keep on doing this. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can appreciate and respect, though, that she did at least bring up that a relationship is about duality. Okay? A lot of women are starting to realize that now, and I'm glad. However, I don't know, once again, if you're going to have somebody to go half with. Have somebody to go 50-50 with. Reciprocate and pour into with. We don't know. It's not looking too good. And the reason why is, once again, y'all fed into a lifestyle, and now that same lifestyle has backfired on you, and now you're crying, talking about shoulda, coulda, woulda, and I don't know what the future holds for a lot of these strong, independent, powerful boss chicks, right? Y'all are starting to see the man's true value and worth now. When before it was like, oh, I don't need him. He don't have no value. He don't have no worth. I'm the prize. He's just something for me to use.
Fuck around, find out.
But
what
now,
happened.
y'all are starting to see that.
Yep. Seen it the hard way.
Something else I have got to point out is that she said, you, as a single, independent woman, have to figure it out on your own. You don't have a man in that household with you
to help you, to lead you, to guide you, to teach you, to take care of it. And once again, warned y'all about that, right? But at one point in time, y'all were like, oh, that's cool, I got it handled. It ain't nothing for me to take care of this and take care of that by myself. It ain't nothing to a boss to go ahead and cash out a little bit to get stuff handled and taken care of. I don't need no man. And now that the pay is getting cut off or the prices are going through the roof or both, now it's like, oh, dang, I kind of need somebody in-house to fix that because I don't want to have to figure it out on my own. I don't want to have to do it on my own. Oh, so now y'all don't mind being, let's say, helpmates, which implies that somebody else is taking the lead over it and you're just there to assist. Now y'all don't mind playing the back seat. Oh, baby, how the tables turn and the bridges burn.
I'm tired of the amount of gaslighting us single people have to go through. Because let's be honest, a lot of the things that our friends in relationships can get for free, we have to pay for it. And there's no amount of self-love or therapy that can kind of circumvent the frustration that being single is very expensive. Because if, an example, I am sick, I don't have anyone who can cook for me. My friend can ask her boyfriend to cook for her. I have to DoorDash something. If I need help moving something in my house, I need to go find someone and pay that person to come over and move it. Well, my friend can just ask her partner. And all those things just add up. If you lose your job, you have someone who can help you with rent. If you are having like financial trouble or health trouble, you now need to like disclose that to your family or friends, which might be embarrassing. Or you can tell your one husband or your wife to help you through that. It is so frustrating to have to go through so many things alone and make these really big decisions, hard decisions completely by myself. I have my friends, I have my family, I love them, I can lean on them, but maybe I don't want to tell them all about my finances. Maybe I don't want to have to over-explain my entire health condition to them. Maybe I just need someone to help me with a real quick task that I don't want to have to pay someone or wait for someone to drive across town to come help me. And it is so frustrating because we're told that, being single is great. And it's really great when compared to an unhealthy relationship. But being single is not always better than having a healthy relationship. Don't get me wrong, I am not going to go hop into a relationship with a man just so I can have someone. But I do think we need to be honest that being single, while it can be really great, is also very impractical sometimes.
Wow. Once again, the common theme of today's dope discussion is going to be duh. Okay? Hashtag duh in the comments right now. Because everything that these women are vocalizing and being frustrated about are things that they were positively warned about in the beginning. But y'all made it seem like you could handle it. You got it under control. You don't need somebody to help you. You don't need somebody to take the wheel. You don't need somebody to, guide you, teach you, lead you. This is what y'all did. Y'all signed up for this. And now that life is lifing, it's like, oh man, I made the wrong decision. I made the wrong mistake. This is terrible. This is tragic. But again, y'all gaslit yourselves. Yeah. Y'all allowed these women to poison you and lie to you while demonizing women like me that were calling these things out. And y'all made it seem like we were the liars. We were the ones that were teaching women to settle. Nobody ever told y'all to go and get with broke, dusty, lousy men and try to cohabitate with them and build something with them. You can't. We never told y'all to do that. We said, go and find you a good man, a productive, leading, providing, teaching, masculine, assertive, dominant, I may add, wise, intelligent man. We told y'all to do that. We told y'all to build with that. But somehow that was, again, promoting struggle love. I don't have to build with nobody. I got it under control. Nobody ever advocated for y'all to go out here and get with a piece of a mail just to say that you got somebody at home and then struggle. No, we never did that. Y'all twisted that narrative because you wanted to feed your own narrative of being strong and independent, a boss.
treating men like they were lousy. They were merely tools. You were the prize. Y'all wanted to justify your behaviors, your ways and actions, your lifestyle. And the closest thing to, I guess, validate that is to say, oh no, but that's struggle love and don't nobody want to be with no man that's going to try to control you and be with no man that's going to try to do this and do that. When in all actuality, y'all absolutely did need men in that household with you to protect you from your damn self. Let's be very clear and honest. Y'all said that, again, I can do bad by myself. And so now here y'all are, doing bad by yourself.
Yep.
Times 20, and complain about it. And she's right, you all. Get the likes up for me. She's right when she says that, yes, we're tired of the gaslighting. But here's the thing. The gaslighting for a lot of you women was cool as long as it was stroking your ego and as long as you were able to coast and get by with it. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this. When the economy was kind of leaning towards your favor, maybe you're not rich and wealthy, but hey, you're doing pretty damn good by yourself. As long as these women were telling you, oh, being single is where it's at. You don't need no man. I have so much freedom. I have so much happiness. I have these rotations of guys just beating down my door, doing this for me, doing that for me. Mm-hmm. And now y'all see that's dried up. Ain't no men even outside. Hell y'all no. Can't even go to the grocery store and find a man. So what happened to the roster, sis? Whoopsie. But that's another conversation. Back to the program, though. Y'all were out here bigging up this lifestyle as long as you felt like it was feasible. But now that y'all are seeing the consequences, now that reality is really settling in and you can no longer just get by, now you want to tell the truth. Now you want to be understanding. Now you want to call out the sisterhood for gaslighting you and leading you astray by teaching you and indoctrinating you and programming you to say and be this strong, independent boss chick that essentially has to now struggle and figure it out on her own. But again, you asked for this. You asked to be somebody that was independent, to be by yourself, to have to take your own initiative, to have to figure these things out for yourself, by yourself, because after all, you were smarter than these men. You were more capable than these men. You were more stable than these men. And it's looking like y'all found the hard way. That was not the case. And like I alluded to, men today, they're not even checking for y'all. So a lot of y'all are not even able to utilize these men as tools like you once were. Men stop the simping, essentially. You know what I'm saying? All of that has dwindled down tremendously, and y'all are feeling that too. You know? And I want to go back to what the woman in the previous clip said. She said, y'all out here cheating. Who y'all think she was referring to when she said that? She said, y'all are out here cheating. Y'all need to just find y'all one person and settle down with them because it's hard and you can't afford to be by yourself. She was talking about the women. We getting too real. Get the likes up for me. Some real talk me a little big sis. All right? Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. It's getting ready to get real in the field. The women were out here creeping. You know why? Because a lot of these chicks were, again, taught that always keep you a backup plan and a backup man. And then get you another one to back up that man. The more the merrier. Never love a man more than he loves you. Keep one in the tuck, because you never know. And so these women were out here getting money from him, finessing him, utilizing him. And then they were getting pretty much figured out by the man that they were actually with, and then they were getting cut off. You know? And now we're living in the day and age to where having a boyfriend, having even a platonic male friend is becoming obsolete.
Yep.
And so she's now trying to warn these women, hey, get rid of the rosters. Find you one good man that you know is solid and build with him. And to me, this is so just mind-blowing because this is what I have been saying, and I was crucified and scrutinized for so long. So to hear these women out here saying these things now, a decade later, is just crazy and wild. But hey, whatever. But yeah, the women now are realizing we're kind of blowing it. We kind of messed up. And we need to do something now to fix it. But I'm going to be very honest with you, ladies. A lot of men are viewing you all as desperate. They don't feel like it is genuine and sincere.
It is desperate.
When you listen to the reasoning behind why y'all want to be in relationships now, it is solely revolving around you needing assistance with food and bills.
Yeah.
It is hardly ever being discussed how you're going to love on a man, pour into a man, nurture, respect. Like, all of that is out of the window and the door. Like, we're hardly ever hearing that. It's all, I need stability and security, which I'm not faulting us for that, because as women, we do need that. We do look for that. But when that becomes the end all be all, and you're not really honing in on that man and what he needs from you, that's where it becomes a red flag. And that right there is a problem. And I'm going to be clear with this as well. This is also why a lot of you all will remain single and struggling by yourself. Yeah. But let's run the next clip and hear what the next woman has to say about being single and how hard and a struggle it is.
Oh my gosh, being single is so expensive. This is not what I signed up for. I really got to go buy outfits just to go out, just to try to impress these fools. And then on top of that, when I do go out, I got to at least buy myself an initial, beginner drink. So whatever that price may be. Sometimes I even got to pay to get into places by myself. I'm just so disgusted.
In today's online shopping world, running a clothing store is all about unique experiences. With Extra Apparel Printer, I can offer instant on-the-spot customization. It's super...
Likes up and stop playing with us. Get the likes up, y'all. This is alarming. This is crazy. She just said, y'all, that she is having to not only go out by herself and pay. I got to buy my own drink. I got to sometimes pay to get into these places. I got to buy some clothes. Why? So that I can hopefully find a man. That's in a nutshell what she just said, y'all. She's like, look, y'all, this is getting ridiculous. I'm out here in pursuit and search for a man, and I'm having to make all of these initial investments to try to get a man's attention. Oh, baby, the table's turned. I am having to buy an outfit, buy my own drink, buy to get into the bar or the club or the event. And again, hope, wish, and pray that a man comes my way. And it's looking like that is something that is still not even happening. So all of y'all's hard work and sacrifice and expense, ladies, is seemingly, again, going in vain, because y'all are spending all this money to try to land you a man, and the men don't want to be landed. The men don't want you. Y'all talk about the quote-unquote pick-me's while you're out here paying to be picked and still being looked over. So who really lost in the end? This is really, really tragic and sad. And unfortunately, you all, we have to discuss the possible results of what you ladies have done. A lot of you ladies, y'all chose to be in the streets. Y'all chose to have all of these rosters of men that you can use up. Y'all chose to be strong and independent bosses. Now y'all don't got nothing. It's giving strong independent losses. But hey, I'm going to mind my business. But the other side of this, the consequences of this, is you are probably having to roommate and live together. Because the likelihood in today's time of you ladies finding a significant other that wants to build with you, that wants to settle down with you, that wants to have a relationship with you is probably very slim to none. Because a lot of men have reached the conclusion of, hey, I'm actually doing better by myself. Having a woman is expensive. And what's even crazier is this last clip. And a lot of you women will have to resort to this.
It's expensive to be single. And nobody really talks about that. So a year and a half ago, I ended up moving in with my cousin. We made a strategic decision to move in together. And I looked at her and I was like, you know what? You single, I'm single. Why don't we move in together? And what we ended up doing is creating a double income, no kid, think household. And I remember I ended up writing an article about this, and somebody was like, I never thought about it. I always thought about dinks as married people who make dinks. I made a dink with my cousin, right? Double income, no kid households. Now, here's the thing. Me and my cousin can both afford to live on our own. But by moving in together, what we did is we combined our finances and were able to put back so much money by moving in together. But outside of that, it's very expensive to be single. At the end of the day, married people have two incomes coming into that household. So if one person during this recession that is coming up loses their job, there is some other person to fall back on. Me as a single woman, if I lose that job, there is no second income. But for me, I always want to ensure I have multiple streams of revenue, multiple streams of top line coming in, because as a single woman, I want to ensure I am thinking about my long-term success. And that's the reality of it's expensive to be single.
That right there is going to be the ending result for a lot of women out there. Y'all are going to have to shack up with your cousin. I said it. Okay? And although I can appreciate her trying to find a solution to this issue or to this problem of her being by herself, not having a man. Sorry, ladies, y'all screwed that up. Y'all ran the men off in the way, okay? I have to say this, though. Mm-hmm. Because although this could be a feasible type of resolution to this problem, we have to be real about what could really happen, about the reality of this type of dynamic, to where women are pretty much roommating together. I'm a roommate with my sister. I'm a roommate with my cousin. I'm a roommate with my coworker, whatever. The reality of this and why I would not advocate for this over finding you a good, healthy, quality relationship, hopefully, all right, is because when it comes to a married couple, right, in a household together, that man or that woman feels obligated or responsible for looking out for their significant other if a hard time arises. You being in a roommate situation with, let's say, your best friend or your cousin or your sister or your coworker, they're not going to want to hold up your end of that bargain like they would if you were their partner, right? They're probably going to be looking at you like, girl, I'm not here to pay your half of no rent because you lost your job. I'm not here to pay all of the bills by myself, even if that's temporarily because you got laid off or whatever the case may be. Whereas a partner would probably be more receptive and open to it. And like I said, feel more responsible to you and obligated for them to step up in that way. But a regular roommate is not going to want to step up in that way. As a matter of fact, a lot of them would probably want to find a new roommate. Be like, girl, you got 2 weeks to find you something. Because I cannot afford to pay all of this by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole reason why they are in this roommate situation in the first place. So be careful with those type of situations. Y'all feel like, oh, yeah, this is a great solution. I'll just, create a dink household with my sister girl. Well, be careful with that, because if things did fall apart and the struggle did kick in, I don't know for how long, if at all, that sister girl would have your back and want to pay your way. In addition to that, you all, what would happen if your homegirl
ended up finding her a man. Because that is a reality. Although relationships are dwindling down a lot and men are kind of checking out, there are still some men out here who are open to relationships, open to marriage even. So if you are in a household and you're roommating with your homegirl and she finds her a man and they become more serious and now she wants to move in with him because maybe he's making a lot more money than her and you combined. Yep. And she's like, oh, well, I'll just go over here, you know? Exactly. What are you going to do then? Like, we got to think about these kind of things. And I know that she said that she tries to have multiple streams of income and, you know, she's able to save this and save that. But if, like I said, push came to shove and you had to carry that load by yourself, for how long would you be able to survive? And so that is why I do feel like us as women, we should have planned for these things a lot better. And we should have treated men with the respect and love and care that they needed and deserved. Because otherwise, a lot of us wouldn't be in these type of situations. We would already have the stability, the security, the love, the support that we needed. We wouldn't have so many men that were turned off from even dating. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about what's going on or what the future holds for a lot of you women out there, but all I can say is good luck and I wish you well. But to see a lot of y'all out here saying these things, like I said, took me way back and blew my mind because I just could not believe that y'all were out here saying the very things that a lot of us out there tried to warn you about. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, and I hate to say it, but I told you so. Yep. Anyway, y'all like the video for me, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and y'all let me know y'all thoughts, opinions. Thank you to Nique Marie. With that being said, I thank y'all for being here. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.